Hello everybody, PsyStarcraft here with another Heart of the Swarm commentary. This is going to be a Zerg versus Terran on the map Daybreak. My opponent is ILOVEMKP in the top right as the blue Terran. He is a Grandmaster, and I think this is a smurf because the name is kind of trolly. He's a Terran Grandmaster, and you don't often come by Grandmasters that you have never heard of, so if anyone knows who this is, let me know, because he's a GM. So anyway, the bottom left is myself, PsY, as the red Zerg. This was played a few days ago, and okay, sorry about that. I got interrupted by my rude as hell roommate, but I am back. So Zerg versus Terran on Daybreak. Like I said, this was played a couple days ago, and I think the most interesting thing to note about this game is how different my playstyle is going to be and how different like the meta is compared to just a few days from now. And you'll be seeing that in this game. So anyway, I do like to open with my normal 15 hatch, my Overlord speed build, stuff like that, and we'll see how this guy. Why is his SCV not training? Oh, okay, his supply depot was a bit late, it seems. He is a GM, so he shouldn't be missing out on his supply depot like that. Shame on you, ILOVEMKP. Come on now. Barracks going down, not a Proxy Rex or anything like that. Proxy Rex has actually gotten really popular just because Reapers are so damn good now in the early game against Zerg. They can just scout whatever they want, pick off a lot of drones, pick off a lot of lings. You can even win with Reapers if you catch the opponent off guard with just massive Reapers. And if they don't have a spine, they basically lose, which is never a good thing. So yeah, there goes my hatchery. And I'm currently ranked. Is he attacking something? Why do I hear noises? I'm currently ranked, like spawning pool going down, around 6th in Masters with about 600 or so points. I haven't been playing super hard just because I've had a pretty busy week besides StarCraft. So I do need to get back on that wagon and start playing some more games. But I do hope to eventually hit that #1 Master mark, and maybe, if time permits, try to get that Grandmaster status, because I have played against Grandmasters. My MMR is pretty high, so I feel like I'm not too far away from that mark, and I know a lot of you guys actually want to see that. Plus, if I'm a Grandmaster, I'll have more credibility with the things I'm saying, and more people will watch my channel, and I'll get more money for alcohol! And you guys know how much I love alcohol. I've been reading a lot of your guys' messages about playing some 2v2s with Zai as well, so if him and I ever get together and have some brewskis and decide to play some games, I'll make sure to cast them, because that's always a lot of fun. That's where Double Jizz Cannon originated, and I know that was quite the hit. Hatchery is up, 2 queens on the way, Harvest count now 18 to 17, so we are neck and neck, but unfortunately he's Terran, so he has an orbital command. And now something to note already, we're seeing 2 refineries out of ILOVEMKP, so not the fastest refineries, but he's getting 2 at once, and I don't really know Terran well enough to know exactly what this means, but it seems like it's a lot of gas very early on. I mean, when you think about it, he's only got 18 harvesters, and he's using 6 of those for gas. Now, of course, mules do make up for a lot of that, so you can't really be like, oh, he's all-inning with some gas tech build or anything like that, but it's definitely relevant. And we can see he's busting down the unbuildable place down to 5 life. Can't really imagine why he wouldn't just destroy those. I don't know, that's kind of weird. But I am going to be transferring drones from the hatcheries. Not going to be transferring from these minerals. I'm just going to be using this and rallying it to my natural. And just rallying these to the space as well. 3rd queen on the way at my natural expansion. 4 lings, 3 lings rather. I think he might have actually killed a ling, or I've got it on the tower. Nope. Looks like he did kill a ling. I'm a terrible ling father. And now I'm just going to be busting down these rocks. Now, the reason Zerg players like to bust down the destructible rocks on Daybreak is not necessarily the middle ones, but these ones, is because Zerg is generally benefited the most by having large chokes, just because they have so many melee units, and melee units, they use space much better than range units. And what I mean by that is they need space a lot more than range units. So it's always good in the spare time that you might have in a match to bust down these rocks, bust down these rocks, and not necessarily the middle rocks, because there's plenty of space here. This isn't actually creating more space, like more of choke, but it is shortening the path between bases. Now, the reason you might not want to do that as a Zerg player is because Zerg generally has fast units. So the longer a fast unit travels, the more ground you'll gain against a slower unit, if that makes sense. So like if a really fast person is racing a really slow person in a 100-meter sprint, they'll beat them by a lot less than if a really fast person was racing a really slow person in like a 5-mile race or a marathon race or something like that. And that's why it's not always a good idea to bust down these rocks as a Zerg player, because you want to take advantage of your fast units. It's not always super relevant, but I think it matters a little bit. We can see ILOVEMKP is now going for some Hellions. He has a reactor on here, and he has a starport. Now, have I Overlord scouted? Yes, I have. And when you see a reactor factory and a starport, you should be thinking two things as a Zerg player. He's either going to do Hellion drops, or he's either going to do Widowmine drops. And I should be responding to that right away. I do have roaches, which could be good for Hellion drops. However, I need some form of detection. We can see I'm not even starting a lair for if it's a Widowmine drop. And this is, like I said, this is a few days ago, and I've since started getting my lair much, much faster, just because Dark Templar can come, Widowmines can come, and we are seeing Widowmines come here. 3 Widowmines inside of this medevac, and if he drops them and catches me off guard, this could be pretty nasty, but fortunately I do run my lings by. However, did I see it? That's the real question. He is going to be using the boost, the ever so strong boost, dropping 2 of the Widowmines off. Is he going to burrow? Yes, 1 burrow going down. And I did see these with my lings. I don't know why I'm not doing anything about it. 1 destroying 10 drones with that Widowmine blast. Here comes the second one burrowing in my middle line. No, get out of there, drones! Oh, this is going to be so ugly. Only killing 3, so that wasn't the worst in the world. I'm not sure if his other one got a shot off, but if we look at the worker status, he's already killed 13 workers with just 2 activations of Widowmines. This Overlord should have seen this drop coming so easily. I should have got a Spore at each base, maybe a Spine at each base. I had some Queens ready at his air path. I knew it was coming, but I just did not put 2 and 2 together in my head. A lair just now coming. This Spore is now finally burrowing. I think this Widowmine actually tried to shoot at a drone that went into the refinery, and that's why he didn't get a kill with that shot. So that was a little bit lucky right there, but already ILOVEMKP taking a nice little lead. He's even preparing a, looks like mass bio play. He's got 2 engineering bays, which is almost always indicative of mass bio. And if that wasn't enough for you, 6 barracks should give it away. Looks like he's moving down to his 3rd to pick off that Overlord, and I get a pretty good eye of what kind of force he has. He's got Marines, he's got Marauders, he's got Widowmines. Pretty standard for bioplay. I've got great Overlord spread, so hopefully he won't catch me off guard with any more drop play that he just completely destroyed me with. And he's even got a 3rd orbital command all ready to land at the 3rd base. If we check out the Harvesters, 64 to 54 isn't the greatest thing for me. He killed so many drones that I only have 10 more than him, and considering he's Terran, that's pretty much nothing. He can just keep dropping down mules, and that's just going to give him a huge advantage in the supply, or in the income meters. And he's actually saving up a lot of energy at his orbital, probably waiting to push, clear out some creep. We should be seeing him use some scans here in a second. No, he's going to be going for the 3rd base. Might decide to clear out this creep. Not spreading it as fast as I could, and there's that first scan. Nice scan, realizing it will reach these tumors, and he can also use it to see down here more. I've got some roaches and lings, but here comes the burrow of the Widowmines. He's going to be using them as kind of a safe base to run back to if he gets overwhelmed. And here he goes. I'm trying to surround his army with my lings, and I do an okay job. He eliminates all the lings, but he does harm his army quite a bit as well. He's able to get 2 of those Widowmines out, but I clean up the attack, which is pretty much what matters most. And now you can see in my production tab, I am reacting to his bioplay. I should have seen his bioplay much earlier. He's got so many barracks, but my Baneling nest was a little bit later considering the bio was coming. I feel like you have to get Banelings against bio, even though Widowmines are so good against Banelings now. Centrifugal hooks on the way as well as +1 melee and armor. So my idea at this point in the game is to try to hold off his attacks with the Roach, Ling, Baneling, and eventually transition into mutas and then maybe ultras. I think it might have been a better bet to just kind of skip the mutas and just try to really spore up my bases to stop his drops and go straight into ultras, just because Widowmines and bio are actually really strong against mutas. So that might have been something I could change. No Banelings to be seen. Trying to get my roaches all up in his grill just so that would happen. Lots of splash from those Widowmines, and I am going to clean up another attack. And at this point, I'm really using my Widowmines against him. He's not positioning them well. He's not running behind his Widowmines, and he's allowing himself to take splash from his own Widowmines. And the cool thing about that defense of that attack is I was able to defend that attack floating about 3,000 resources. And the reason I was floating that much resources is what you see here. 14 Mutalisks on the way. Now, while these Mutas will be good for cleaning up drop play, they're not going to be good for head-on assaults against Widow Mines and Marines. I really need a lot of Lings, I need a lot of Banelings, and I need to tech up pretty fast before he just gets too insane, before he gets a 4th base and he's just able to destroy me. So, and this is something in my play that definitely has changed since this game. I realize the importance of getting Banelings against this bio play, and here I go again, still 0 Banelings even though I have Centrifugal Hooks. Just going to be sending in Lings, Mutas, and Roaches. He has no Widow Mines at all, but plenty of Marines to deal with these Mutas. 1-1 Marines, and I just get taken out simply because I have no Banelings in sight. I got a Baneling Nest, I got Centrifugal Hooks, I was ready for bio play, but he just keeps on pushing with a pretty standard army. This is a Wings of Liberty army, people, and he's just obliterating me with it. Finally a Spore Crawler out, but no support from any of my units to actually take out these medevacs. I do have a lot of mutas, so I will be able to clean up this attack, but if we look at his base, he's got so many units rallied, and that's what's really the scary part, is when a Terran is rallying units better than a Zerg, or macroing better, I should say, you're probably not in the greatest of shape, and we're still not seeing any Banelings. What is going on this game? I remember this game pretty well, but I don't... Ooh, that's not good. But I don't remember neglecting Baneling production. This would just totally wipe out his army, and he's only got 1 medevac now that my mutas have sniped his other medevacs to lift off his army. Here we go, 10 Banelings on the way, but morphing them right next to his line of attack. Oh my gosh, how many things can go wrong this game? Another forceful attack from him, and I'm just going to try to clean it up. I have nothing but mutas. I'm trying to protect my Banelings, and finally the Banelings complete, but by then there's just not a lot of Marines to make them very cost effective, just a single Marauder. Of course I don't want to kill that Marauder with these Banelings, that would be a waste, so I do eliminate them with my Zerglings. But at this point, man, I'm at 71 to 72, still on 3 base to his 3 base, and he's got the mules, so it's not looking real great. I don't have a lot of production coming out. Look at the amount of minerals I'm floating. Macro hatches, people. Macro hatches. 4th bases, 5th bases. I'm getting so panicked because of all of these attacks that I'm just not doing simple things like morphing in Banelings when they need to be morphed in. Morphing in Banelings when they need to be morphed in. Sorry, I had to sneeze there. Getting air protection from a drop when I know a drop is coming. See, that's what Banelings can do. Look at that. Look at that. I had hardly any units, and I still almost defend this attack with such a big army that he's holding. And that's because I had Banelings. Just imagine if I used Banelings earlier, how different this game would be right now. It looks like he might be able to take out my 3rd. I'm struggling to rally some units. 26 Lings on the way. This macro hatch just wasn't soon enough, and I'm not injecting it as well as I should be. Not only that, but ILOVEMKP upgrading very, very well. He's already at 2-2 with 3-3 on the way. And this is really what the bio play revolves around, is getting those quick-ass upgrades to really outmatch your opponent in army effectiveness. He's going to have that 3-3 just a little bit after I finish my 2-2, so this game is going to be over. I realize how poorly I played. He's even got another pronged attack coming on down here. I realize how poorly I played, and I took my frustration out on medevacs because, you know, this first drop came so fast because the medevac is fast, and it was able to get away so fast. But really the frustration lies in the way I played. I shouldn't be blaming medevacs because this game, the speed, what is it called? The afterburners weren't that much of an issue, so I definitely need to step up my game if I want to be a Grandmaster player. And this is definitely a game I could have won, even after that initial Widow Mine push. I don't know why I neglected my Baneling Nest so hard. I don't know why I was floating 4,000 resources. But I hope you guys learned from this that even I have shitty games, and I'm willing to show them on my channel for the sake of learning. But man, was that ugly. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.